Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all the details about my planning process, what that looks like, some of the tools I use, systems that we have in place, and how they work for us. And I'm also looking for any suggestions after you see this that maybe you use that work really well for your family. I would love to hear about those down below. This video is in collaboration with Jessica from the 𝐒𝐴LDUC Way and Abby from Rooted in Rest. They host a monthly collaboration for other homeschool moms on YouTube. And today we are sharing about planning process, planning with them. There's a lot of different videos, so I would encourage you to check out the playlist, which is linked down below. But in my video today, I'm going to be sharing just some of the things that I do in terms of planning. I realize that the planning process can look different for so many of us, and we all have to find and be patient with ourselves as we look and find rhythms and resources that work really well for our family. And so by all means, I feel like it is an area of our lives as mothers and homemakers that is continuously evolving as we find things that work really, really well for our family. If you're new around here, I am a homeschool mom of 4. 2 are of school age, so my kids are ages 10, 8, 5, and 1 years old. So take that into consideration when I am showing you kind of our process and rhythms that we use in our home. I'm first going to start talking about our morning rhythm, and that starts here in the kitchen. So I'm going to just share with you what I have going on the refrigerator. It's a chart system that the kids will be able to follow. I also added a timetable with very specific times. We have never done that before. For the last couple years, I've had a family rhythm printed out and put on our refrigerator, and that is what we have followed. But sometimes I have found that in our school day, the girls will need my help. And so, Charlotte Mason has talked about timetables before, and I know many other moms use timetables, so it was time for us to give this a try. So I will share with you guys in like 6 weeks or so how this actual morning, or I should say day rhythm with a time schedule is actually working out. But I will show it to you, and maybe we can kind of talk about what has worked for you guys as well. So let me turn my camera around and show you what we have going on. So this is our rhythm charts, and then I'll share with you what we are doing for like school rhythm, curriculum, and then just basically how I plan out my week generally. So let me just start out here with our morning, because this is how we function well as a family. So they have their morning routines, then they have afternoon routines, evening routines, and then the chore of the day. This is what I added new. And so the reason I did this is because when I got pregnant this last fall, and then I had the miscarriage, mommy was out of commission for almost a solid 3 months. And so the house and just the pickup, it was hard for me to stay on it in terms of just command central, like, pick up the room. And I was just always telling them to do it, and that was exhaustive, and I was tired a lot because of the pregnancy, and so I was falling asleep at night, and then the house was not getting tidied up, etc., etc., etc. And so that was something I needed to add in. So you can kind of see this will just help basically primarily the living room and the schoolroom will be the 2 areas, and then I have them helping like some days with the kitchen and the bathroom as well. So that's our rhythm. Not much has changed here. These were things we were already doing, except for specifying the tidying up. Okay, so this will be our school rhythm. Now, if you follow me for a while, you've seen our daily rhythms. Nothing really has changed too much, except I really specified when they're going to be working with mom. Both girls are really excited about this. My oldest especially is really excited and thrilled to have a specific time and a specific place when she can expect like help from mom. And so we're going to try that out, and I will let you guys know how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to show you our school rhythm, and I'll go into specifically what this looks like more. But one thing we're going to be trying out as a family is this tea time later in the afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of like where we're going to start our day, and I'll take you down to our schoolroom and show you how I plan out our school day. Okay, so I have you down here in our schoolroom, and I'm just going to kind of walk through what my planning process is, how I'm using really rhythms specifically in our school schedule. I want to just be completely free of having to write out any sort of daily schedule that requires a lot of effort for me on the weekends to be writing out specifically like page numbers or lesson numbers and all of that. So I believe rhythms trump writing out a specific schedule. So I'm going to show you what that looks like for us, coming alongside the rhythms that we are doing upstairs that are on the refrigerator. So as you can see, this will be our daily rhythm. So I have another copy of this down in our schoolroom that I will be posting so that we can keep track of everything. So we will start with our morning basket. All of this is subject to change because this is the first time that I've really written out a specific time, but I've estimated just how long I think things take us and how long I think the girls should be allowed for their schoolwork. Adelaide is in year 4 of Ambleside Online, 5th grade, and my other daughter is in 3rd grade, year 2 of Ambleside. So our morning basket will be over here. Morning basket has another rhythm card, which just reminds me specifically what we are doing this term 2. And so this really, the only thing that I update is just what's in the basket. So technically you could really just do that and just, it'll be exactly the same forever. Again, this has not really changed at all, except for I am now going to do Spanish every day instead of every other day, just to see if that helps us, kind of like when you're learning to read, really get familiar with the words and repetition, because we do oral. So this will be the morning basket. So that takes up about an hour of our morning. And then the girls break for their individual lessons. And so this is what we had done before, but sometimes it was taking longer than I would really allow for. And we're also making some shifts. So I recently fell upon, thanks to a friend, the Charlotte Mason schedule and what her days looked like. So we have a family, you know, we're a family of 6, me and my husband, work from home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I also have some work, and then he works here as well. So our schedule might not look exactly like yours, but I took Charlotte Mason's routine and I tried to make that fit into kind of like what it would look like for a family of 6 to do this as well. And so one big shift that we are going to be making is lunch is actually going to be our dinner. We're just going to try it for like 6 weeks and see how that works. So dinner in terms of like amount. So we're going to have a really heavy breakfast, like a medium-sized lunch. So if I'm making chili or cowboy grub or spaghetti or whatever I'm making, I'm actually going to make that for our lunch. I'm hoping this works. Then after we just play and have all of our time out in nature each day, we're going to come back for snacks, like a light snack. My daughter's really into baking right now, so I'm sure we'll have some of her baked goods, some like cheese, crackers, salami, that kind of thing. And then that will be it. Dinner is going to be a very light snack or leftovers. I'm hoping that this will help me with like nighttime cleanup when I'm already really exhausted and tired from just a full day. I also think this is going to be a lot better for our metabolisms, just being sustained throughout the afternoon with another big meal at lunch. I'm hoping it's going to eliminate mindless snacking, which happens sometimes during the morning time. So I will keep you guys up to date on that. My husband does work from home, and so lunchtime is a time that he can come in and eat with us. He doesn't have clients at that time, and so it should still be like a family time where even if you don't work from home, sometimes as your kids are getting older and you have a lot of activities, sometimes dinner is kind of chaotic anyway, and it's less reliable. Even for us, we only have 2 evenings with things going on, and I still find that dinner can be unreliable at times. So that's how this is going to work. This is their independent work. Their time with me is going to be very specific so that they're not both doing math at the same time and then fighting. Who does mom going to help? So anyways, now I was actually writing out like what independent work they would do every single day. So usually on Saturday or Sunday, I'd write out the whole week. I want to completely eliminate that. And so I'm going to try something for the next 6 weeks before our next break. And so I made these, and the girls are really excited about them. And I basically, the things that they were doing every single day, I put in black. And I just made these on Canva. It's nothing fancy. And so this is my 5th grader. These are things that she does like every Monday, every Tuesday. And we were already like doing those things. For example, language, typing, and handwriting. Those are alternated. What I had to really write out was her independent readings. Now we follow Ambleside. This would take the place of like your history, science, geography, literature, Bible, any of those things would fall, I guess, into the red category. So we do those independently. We primarily follow Ambleside online with some adjustments. So like just for an example, this is my daughter. This is year 4. And I'll talk about where we're at in terms of term 2. We're actually starting term 2 fresh. So I'm not going to obviously repeat what she's done, but I plan on doing 10 more weeks in term 2 because we are just now starting our morning basket because we took the Christmas season off. So this is where she's at. Some things I have crossed out because we do them as a family or whatnot. But what this looks like, and hopefully this will make sense, is she has about 13, 14 readings every single week. And so I divvied them up to about 3 readings, giving some 2 days just in case she wants to split the reading into 2 days if she feels like it. And instead of just writing 3 independent readings, I broke them up as what her and I have figured out is easy and hard for her based on term 1. So she approved this before we printed it and laminated it, and we kind of like walked through which books I had on which days. She felt really good about this. So this will make it where I'm not required to write out anything, absolutely nothing. I literally don't have to have a homeschool planner. These are printed off of Ambleside online, and you can actually see that the page numbers are actually already written in there, like what she needs to read. How wonderful is that? And so, for example, this starting Monday, she would go to, when she's done her independent stuff. Now, let me just clarify, the independent work, the white, these ones, any of this really, she'll do in her slots. So like 10 a.m., 11:10, 1 o'clock if she needs it, if she's not done. So, for example, she sees Bible, she'll go to her chart here, which she has, and she can do one of her Bible readings. And I've allowed for 3 because there's almost always 3 Bible readings in the week. And so then she'll just, cross it off, this country fires, et cetera, et cetera. So this is for my 5th grader. I will definitely let you guys know how this works. Our system really, it did work well. I just wanted to even make it more streamlined. And that's what I meant by evolving with your schedule. So this will be even more streamlined, reduces any need for me to print out paper, print out schedules, keep track of all of that. And as long as we're just going through this, we will move through our term 2. And then when we finish, we'll take our exams, whatever that looks like. I think we're kind of projected around the end of March because of my miscarriage and the pregnancy. It's just been a hard season for us. So my year 2, grade 3 daughter does not nearly have as much independent work, or I should say she doesn't have as many readings. She really just has Bible, some history, and then these are basically books that I read to her. She's a very good reader, and so I let her usually read 1 page, then I'll read like 3 pages, then she'll read a page, and that's really nice. It gives her some good practice for a harder book, and then that would include this. If we're reading one like Wind in the Willows and it might be just a little too advanced for her, or our island story, Little Duke, she's able to read, then I have other books that I can pick from our bookshelf that are readers that I'll have her do. So that is what it looks like for us. And then we just have, as we do the readings at the end of the week, I just highlight what we have finished. And then, like I said, I just cross out things that either we do together or whatnot. So that is what those 2 schedules look like. The other things that are on our chart here is there's a 20-minute break. That's because Charlotte Mason took a 20-minute break in her morning work time. We're going to see how that goes. I could see that being really useful, but we'll see. We may not need it. The girls, this might feel really good, and we may not need that at all. And then we are going to try to do nature every single day, time out in nature. It could just be a nature walk, like a walk down our road. It could be me driving to, we have a lot of little local nature park areas really close to our house, doing that and coming back with hungry tummies ready for tea time. Now, if it's bad weather or it's too cold here in Wisconsin, I will think this will be time of handicrafts, puzzles, just some more free play for them to, do. Otherwise, it'll be in the afternoon. And now this is Michael. This is my son who's 5 years old. My girls wanted him to have his own column. He's not in any sort of formal lessons. He does do morning time with us. And I do use Rod and Staff Preschool, which I have a video on. I can link that down below, which he loves, but it's not forced. He also wants to start learning piano lessons. And so he turned 5 years old and I told him we could start that together. I'm a piano teacher. So we're going to start some piano lessons on Mondays with his sisters. And I'm also going to start introducing small compound words, not compound words, just basic words like learning, cat, hat, bat, and that. So we're going to start a little bit with that, a little bit of like Bob books, and just kind of play with it. No pressure, just play around with words and see if he's like interested in it, and then maybe go from there. But there's no formal school, just a lot of hands-on play. So that is our rhythm. This is like family school planning, morning rhythm planning. Hopefully that is helpful. I'd love to hear what works really well for your family, and I will keep you posted on that. I'm just going to share also what planner I'm using. So I have spent, and you guys probably have too, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on planners throughout the years, being a homemaker for, I think we've been married for 11 years. And last year I didn't buy a planner at all, and it really frustrated me because I felt like I was all over the place. I was using notebooks and lists, and I just felt all over the place. So I'm like, well, that's not going to work. I also still don't want to invest $100 in a planner. So this came recommended by my mother and my sister-in-law. It was like $16 on Amazon. I will link it down below, and it is a daily planner, and I've been using it for just under a week, and I really like it. It has like yearly goals, just a simple monthly layout, a very simple like tear off page for weekly layout. So this will be how I keep track of like my business stuff, checklists, my menu, everything is going to go here. So it even has places like for menu. Some task lists that I'm just going to keep running lists of different things that I need, or notes, projects. Now, like literally just got this. So, there is not much in here. And then I think, oh, this is the place for like info. So I'm just using it for, I think I'm just going to be using it for like notes. And then it has like shopping lists. But the main thing for this is that it's mainly for my homemaking needs. And it's a place where I'll have everything, any notes that I'm having. If I have like an event coming up and I need to like write what recipes or items that I'm supposed to bring, it'll all be in one place. I, utilize the Google Calendar, but I really still prefer a hard copy planner. So this was a low investment, but I think it's going to work really, really well for me. So I sat down yesterday. It's Sunday. I sat down on Saturday, and I'll just kind of sit down and look through what it looks like, because me and my husband's schedules are somewhat fluid, because we both work from home and my husband has clients, and so I just like to confirm that everything is going to be what it is for that week. Basically, my planning process, the planner, we really have been following rhythms now for a couple years, and so I'm just making a few slight changes, but again, it just keeps me away from having to print out or having all of these extensive planners. It really makes it streamlined. It simplifies the entire process, and it works really well for my kids. And I think that elevating it just a little bit in the new year and in term 2 and adding in that timetable is going to be really, really helpful for clarity for my older 2 daughters. And also, if something that happens, circumstances like when I went through the pregnancy and then the miscarriage, if Lord willing, that happens, I get pregnant again, or just if life happens, right? Life can just be crazy busy sometimes, or kids get sick, et cetera, et cetera. I'm hoping that our new chore rhythm will help the household move along when mommy is not at her 100% self. So I'll keep you guys updated on all of that. Make sure to check the playlist down below for other moms that are doing planning with them. And I will see you guys in our next video. Bye.